I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Foster Kyuujin Cosplay, and today we are back again with you guys with Jujutsu Kaisen, episode 9.
Last episode we met new students from another school, and what's her name? Maki? Maki's twin?
Maki, yeah. Or Mei and Maki, yeah.
Mai and Maki? Yeah. Anyway, so we met two new students, well, technically 3, because there's another one at the end of the episode who was talked about and mentioned as one of the strongest, who met Frankenstein guy,
Yeah.
the one with the stitches and stuff, who is a bad guy. They met around the theater where 3 students had been killed, probably by Frankenstein guy. And something happened, but we don't know what, and now Itadori is going to be investigating, so we'll see what happened there. But still, before that, we met 2 new students who decided to bully our first years.
Yeah, they beat out some younger students.
Well, they beat up Megumi.
Really nice.
They beat up Megumi and Nobara, and that was shit. But then both of our guys, did not get to show their actual skills, so that was pretty cool. Well, that was pretty cool because we know that they're gonna have that opportunity during the event, and they're gonna kick some ass. I'm excited. But, and I mean, the other 2, to me, them showing up to show some strength spoke to their weaknesses. So, what it says about them really is that they don't really have confidence in their skills.
Yeah, not really.
So we'll have to expect a revenge scenario. Maybe sister against sister, maybe Nobara against the girl, maybe Megumi against the guy again. I don't know, but I'm excited for this. So, yeah, that was last episode. We saw a little bit of the feud between Gojo and the elders, but my focus was entirely on what happened at the end at the theater. So I say we jump in this episode and see what's gonna happen. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these episodes, and check out our Patreon for the full reactions.
Alright, so let's watch it, guys.
Ah, shit. These episodes are not long enough. Okay. What was his name?
What?
They said it a second ago and I forgot already. What was his name? Yoshino Junpei. Okay. He did look like the kid we saw, so we got mixed up a little bit about that. But, similar hairstyles, I guess? But, okay, he's not a sorcerer. He could see Frankenstein, though.
You can see curse, so it could be a sorcerer in the future,
and
I think he will be one.
He has a potential. What I'm wary of is that he seems to be learning from Frankenstein. Like, he's the guy who introduced him to this world, and who knows what he's gonna teach him.
Yeah, it might become an evil
A curse
sorcerer.
user or something like that? Yeah, that's what they said. I don't know. He seems like genuinely nice with how he said, he wouldn't push the button to kill the people he hates, but he would push the button to kill everyone who hates him. So I would assume he's thinking, if someone is evil enough to hate me, despite the fact I'm not doing anything wrong, they deserve to die. So that's kind of like, it's a very radical way of doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't kill everyone he hates because the way I take it, because he assumes he could hate someone who doesn't truly deserve it. Like, he would hate those bullies at school, but do they truly hate him? That's the thing. Like, if they are evil enough to hate him, that's when they deserve to die. So, I think he's right on that line, where he could potentially go bad and potentially go good. Whereas he's got a nice soul, but the way he sees things, he could be swayed towards evil. Especially, how he reacted in that theater. He saw a guy turn those bullies and kill them, basically.
Well, those are the guy who hated him. To say, basically.
And he hates them, but he didn't, it's not like he got to push that button, he didn't get to do it. But then someone else did it. Kind of like, oh, if I could push a button that would kill everyone that hates me.
Like, his prayer were answered in a really freaked out and twisted way, so...
Sort of, yeah. It's like that other guy got to do what he wanted to do, but would not do himself, because if he does it himself, it's selfish. But then if someone else does it, it's a good thing because they deserved it. They were bad guys, but
well, to be honest with you, I would have been scared if he learned a long time ago from the evil curses how to use his powers
Well,
and
it's
stuff.
very
But
recent.
it is recent. Itadori is there with the other senpai
Well,
or
that's kinda why-
assistant, so
Yeah, that's kind of
he
why
might
I'm saying.
still be fine and just be on the rat path.
That's kind of why I'm saying he's on that line where he could potentially go bad or good, you know? It could go both ways depending on how people handle him because I think he's got the basics for both. Just depends on who teaches him and who
But I think that-
guides him.
So that it's gonna be okay to convince him to join him in the school.
And they are together in the ending, well, in the opening at the end. And they seem to be friends, and he seems to be a jujutsu sorcerer, you know? He seems to be learning at the same school, so maybe we'll get to have
Are we gonna
that.
see some talking techniques, you think?
Talk no jutsu?
No,
Maybe.
techniques. Not
Oh,
jutsu, techniques.
well,
Not the
we'll
same
see.
thing.
We'll see. But the thing is, like, the way he reacted in the theater, though, doesn't make me very confident in how he's going to react to Itadori and the school and doing the right thing. Because, like, that came from him. It's not like someone controlled him or pushed him to go to Frankenstein. Like, he saw that curse basically kill 3 people. And instead of freaking out, he followed him and asked him, is there a way for me to do that? So he's interested, and I kind of get it. Like, that's one of those situations where I don't like where this is going, and I don't approve, but I can understand the layers behind the character.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he's been bullied his entire life, and physically abused by, I would assume, his father? Or, I mean, an adult somewhere. Burned cigarettes in his...
Well, the one who burned him looks like the main bully at the school, so I think they were the
Did
ones who
it?
did it.
I didn't see that. I saw, like, an adult...
Also, that teacher who saw everything and did nothing to stop it,
Yeah.
go fudge yourself.
But that's why I'm like, it's like he went through his life so far as a guy who's been bullied. Like, they said it himself. It's like, he looks like he hasn't been in school for a while. So, maybe he grew, you know, as the outcast, and he's been physically abused and bullied at school, and people keep pushing him down, and now he's been offered an opportunity to gain a power that would put him on top, you know, make him master of his own life and actually make this
but
stop.
people who gain power with resentment feelings
Well, it's not good.
tends to do bad things.
But that's why I'm saying, like, I get it, like, I understand it, but I don't like where this is going. I don't approve of it, because who knows what he's going to do with it. Like I said, like, he's on that line where he could go both ways. I feel like he's got a kind soul, but at the same time, he's also got all the baggage necessary to decide to go full evil and get revenge. I think he was actually glad that Frankenstein, I'm sorry for calling him that every time,
we
but
forgot his name.
I think he was actually glad that Frankenstein killed those kids. That's kind of what he wanted, you know? He wanted to get rid of them. It's just that he would not do it himself because he didn't have maybe the power.
Okay, what do you think of if you wish some... Because there's 2 ways. If you wish something to happen and that things happen, would you be happy about it or not, depending on what you wish for? Because you could...
I tend to feel bad about this. Like, if I would truly wish for something to happen to someone who deserved it and then it actually happened, I would feel bad about it. Because, you know, those wishes that you make based on your emotions and your on the, you know, at the moment reactions,
yeah.
you know,
But that's
they're never the ones that you want to act on, ever. You need to think about this.
But that, I think that's the thing that some people don't think, that there's a difference with
Fantasies?
fantasies that you want to do about something and action that you're doing. Because I don't... That's the thing that is confused about it, though, because I do think that he fantasized about the idea of those bullies to die.
And then someone actually did it, and he went and followed that guy and asked how to do the same thing.
That's the thing that's just twisted, that it just don't follow, because usually you wouldn't be happy about it because you just fantasize about that idea, but you wouldn't do it.
That's why, and I'm gonna repeat myself, but that's
Sorry.
why I'm saying he's on that line. He's not completely good, but he's not completely evil either. Like, he did not wish to, you know, get rid of everyone he hates because he understands that he could hate someone who's innocent, but everyone who hates him enough to bully him, you know, and actually treat him badly deserve to die, in his opinion. So he gives validation to that other button, which isn't good either, but it's the way he sees it. You know, it kind of reminds me a little bit of that second Kira from Death Note. It's just that he doesn't have the strong sense of justice that that other guy had. But why I say he reminds me of him is because, you know, it's like he believes that those people who bullied him deserve to die. You know, those people who hate him deserve death. There's no other alternative. There's no redemption for them. So he would push that button in a heartbeat. So it's not based on his emotions. It's based on his own sense of morale. Like, if you are evil enough to hate me, who hasn't done anything, who doesn't deserve this, then you deserve to die. And now he's been offered a chance to actually push that button and do it based on what he believes is, okay, you hate me, definitely. Like, you are evil. You deserve death. Now I have the power to do that, to give you death. So that's why I'm like, but at the same time, like, he seems like a gentle soul. So I do think that depending on what goes on next episode and how Itadori, you know, maybe talks to him, and if he gets a chance to talk to him, he could perhaps be swayed on the right path. And then there's the bad path that Frankenstein has you know, opened in front of him. If he gives him the power, if he, you know, convinces him that, you know, those cursors basically are similar to you. You know, people hate them, people are afraid of them, people, you know, react strongly to them and stuff. Like, he could manage to get him on his side depending on what he says, and he seems like a sweet talker. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But it's something that I've seen before. You know, outcasts and people who were bullied and people who were pushed down their entire lives get, you know, taken under the wing of someone who's been there before, in perhaps a different way, but someone who's been cast out and pushed down. Villains usually are good at this sweet talking thing of theirs where they're going to take a victim and turn them into the villain, because that means taking power back from those bullies.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see which path he chooses. He does seem like a nice guy. He seems nice in the opening too, so...
Yeah, but nice can be a good charade too.
Yeah.
You know, people can wear mask every day and we don't see it coming.
I know. The thing is, he is a victim. That's the thing. Like, that's the only thing we can say for sure about this kid. He has been a victim most of his life in a lot of situations. So sadly, he is the result of all those beatings and all those you know, those bullyings that he suffered in his life. So even if he chose the wrong path, it's not like we can blame him. You know, we can still analyze his character and be like, I feel bad for him.
Yeah, but at the same time, people...
Doesn't justify.
Yeah, it doesn't justify. It can explain it, but doesn't justify, because
Never.
people can go through hardship in life, really, really bad shit, and still do right by the end of it.
Definitely. Like, that's one thing I'll always, you know, agree with. Even though sometimes in our when we analyze characters and we're like, oh, I feel bad for this guy and stuff, we'll have people in the comments be like, how can you say you agree with him and stuff like that? Like, he's evil. And like, no, I agree. He is evil. And I don't think he's a good character. Like, he's not a good character. But a great character, a good written character, is also someone who, even though they do bad things, we can still, you know, analyze and understand what led to them doing this. So, because no one, well, I mean, I would assume no one does something evil for the sake of doing something evil. There's always something behind it.
I think
shallow as that could be.
I think some people in history will disagree with you.
Well, I don't...
And I think one of our friends will disagree with you too.
No, but for that, some people will do evil things, and it would seem like they're doing those things just because they can, but there's always something behind it, because it made them feel great. Then why does it make them feel great? Because they felt in power, because they were bullied. Okay, they felt ignored when they were kids, so now when they're doing this, they are taking charge of their lives, and people don't ignore them anymore. There's always a reason. As shallow as that reason can be, there's always a reason.
Yeah, true.
So yeah. Anyway, so that aside, we got to meet another character. He's interesting. Basically, he hates everything. He's a pessimist, and he's like, life sucks.
It doesn't hate everything. It's just factual. It's a fact.
Sorcerers suck. work sucks more than sorceress, I'll go and be a sorcerer.
But to be frank with you, would you go to, if you can do two jobs, both of them are just terrible job, would you prefer the one that you're just better at it than the other?
I would try to find something I like. That's what I actually did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, I think he's a millennial. He's a millennial. He's but he's at that age where he basically figures that, everything sucks in life, so might as well do something he's good at, even though that sucks, and he doesn't want to be here.
True.
I don't know. I think it makes him a interesting character to be around, and a very a character that we can't really predict what he's gonna do in the future. At least he kind of taught us a few things, like he's helping.
But we know that he's not gonna sweet talk a character or just belittle Itadori for nothing. He's just gonna say, you're not a sorcerer right now, you need to work on it.
You need to prove to me that you can be, useful. And then when you start saying something to him to prove that you're useful, he's like, no, I don't want to hear it. Do something useful. That's it. That's all that matters. And his ability seems pretty cool too.
It reminds me of like some sort of a cheat code in games. Like you one strike and it's gonna have a fatal point for your.
Well, he creates weak points.
Yeah.
So when you don't have a weak point and you're stronger than him, he just has to touch you once, basically.
Yeah, just like a cheat code. That's nice.
Well, yeah, kind of. And Itadori's too. He's getting there. Like what he's doing, he is stronger than average. So he had that going for him before, and now you add to that the punch of his curse energy, and that's before he can manage to use Sukuna's curse energy too. So eventually you'll get to, connect with him.
Sorry for the nose, guys.
Yeah, sorry. There's a lot of motorcycles around, and people just...
Summer!
Yeah. Anyway, so he has the potential, and I'm very excited to see where he's going to take that potential. So, yeah. But in the meantime, we need to talk no jutsu that kid. Hopefully it works. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out right now. The link is in the description below.
And if you don't, wait for the next one to be out on YouTube, which will be next week, guys. So, see you then.
Bye.